Will Circle be able to survive, or will Coinbase or Ripple wind up purchasing it? Now that it looks like a bidding war is underway for Circle USDC, I wanted to review all the information and let you know how I personally feel about it and how I anticipate it developing. Let's take a moment to properly comprehend the background. Coinbase and Ripple's interest in purchasing Circle's most recent innovations. A bomb. Please hit like and share if you find any value. We will reach 100,000. Many thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Make a Circle. With a goal valuation of at least $5 billion, the issuer of the USDC stablecoin has been getting ready for an IPO. There could be a significant upheaval in the stable currency industry. 2. As recent reports suggest that Circle has also had informal discussions over a possible sale with Coinbase and Ripple. Circle's $61 billion in liquidity is distributed across a wide range of asset classes, including Ethereum, Sui, Solana, and more. Furthermore, it's fascinating to see that, despite everything that Circle pays out, they only made around $150 million last year, even though I think they ultimately make about $1.7 billion annually. Therefore, it's not as if they are destroying the USD. And for that reason, I believe Circle may be in some trouble. Perhaps this is why some of the larger fish in the forest are trying to get them. So, let's continue here. According to reports, in late April, Ripple formally made an offer to buy Circle for between $4 and $5 billion. Talking about that was a lot of fun. Ripple's strategic interest serves as the driving force. By acquiring Circle, Ripple would instantly become a dominant player in stablecoin and payments. As its own stablecoin, Lust is far smaller than USDC. Recall that the US and the EU would not permit the usage of the USD as it stands right now. Regulations in the US are thought to be somewhat more stringent than those in the UK. And we may anticipate that perhaps USDT would not be permitted in both locations, which are essentially the two largest marketplaces the globe has to offer, if US is currently prohibited from being used in the UK due to certain regulations. Therefore, Ripple would be the most stable coin player globally in the economies where it matters most if USDT is prohibited there and Ripple has its Lust and USDC, correct? Where the majority of the world's worth is found. That's what Ripple is attempting to accomplish here. They're attempting to make a calculated move to permanently seize control of the stable coin game, which I think is really lovely. The strategic interest of Ripple in its own stable coin. We discussed that. Alright, Ripple would become the dominant force right away if people started crying all the time. According to our financial position, Ripple could finance a sale with a combination of cash and substantial escrow reserves totaling more than $100 billion. Oh, more than $100 billion is on hand and in escrow. Excuse me, I meant to say $100 billion, not 100 billion XRP. To be clear, they have roughly 37 billion, along with some escrow and XRP fluctuation. That's what they're talking about, then. Large-scale XRP conversion, however, may affect its pricing and provide legal and regulatory challenges. This is one of the things that Ripple wanted the judge to change her mind on so that Ripple could sell some XRP to an institution if they could get around it. Perhaps Ripple might incorporate XRP into the agreement, even if it isn't being sold at the moment but is being used as collateral. We'll see what happens, but let's imagine that $1 billion XRP goes to Circle, its board, investors, and everyone else to make everyone whole. Here are the higher bids and the rumors. Unverified social rumors exist that are completely untrue. Correct? At the time we dealt with these, I've made it very clear that if you've ever been in sales, purchased a house, or purchased a car, you know that you don't typically start for, and let's say you walk into a store and see an item on the shelf and, you're trying to negotiate a price, haggle down, and you offer $4 or $5. All right? If they say no, do you say, okay, so let me offer you $20, right? Let me go 4 times, 5 times what my initial offer is to try to make you try to get you to do it. Instead, you'll say, what about 6? You're like, what about 650? What about 7? You're going to increase in very tiny steps. In the business world, the most they would likely be seeking to go is 20% over the initial bid, which would be roughly $6 billion, according to my analysis. Thus, we discussed the unverified and untrustworthy reports. Therefore, don't focus on that. That would be really insane. Who wouldn't accept the offer, after all? After I decline your offer of $4 billion or $5 billion, You make another offer of $20 billion. Accept my money. I would accept the deal today if I could. Give me money. Give me money. Current connections. In order to oversee USDC, Coinbase and Circle co-founded the Center Consortium in 2008. Coinbase's stance is as follows. Coinbase still owns the bulk of Circle and a lucrative revenue-sharing deal with USDC Reserve, despite the consortium's dissolution in 2023. In other words, Coinbase recognized that Circle required them in the beginning and worked out a lot for Coinbase, which is ultimately why Circle is currently being relied upon. Perhaps as a result of some of those past transactions that weren't as profitable as they could have been for Circle Company, Coinbase or Ripple are attempting to take advantage. I know that's probably not the appropriate way to phrase it, but if an opportunity presents itself and you're a shark and a business leader, you know that you have to act appropriately. If you don't, the worst thing they can say is no, but if they say yes, that could lead to a lot of other partnerships and positive things that could occur along the way. Let's continue on from here. Significant influence is granted by Coinbase's deal with Circle, which includes the ability to veto new alliances and possibly take possession of Circle's intellectual property in the event of insolvency. Many insiders consider Coinbase to be a natural buyer because of this. With over $8 billion in cash and other cryptocurrency investments, Coinbase has the financial wherewithal to pursue such a significant acquisition. However, keep in mind that Ripple has $100 billion. Coinbase has less purchasing power because it only has $8 billion in cash and other equivalents. To accomplish this, Coinbase would need to provide a sizable portion of its funds, more than half of their total assets. Additionally, I'm not sure if Coinbase has the stones to do it, I'm not sure if making such a large investment in that area makes sense. But we'll see. Coinbase has more than $8 billion. Discussed the topic of acquisition preparedness. According to sources, Circle would probably accept Coinbase offer right away if it were a legitimate one. However, to be sure, I visited Paul Barron's Twitter account and saw that he had 161,000 followers. According to his sources, Ripple is now attempting to acquire Circle, and the latest offer is between $9 and $11 billion. Please share your thoughts below. I would really love Ripple. The two businesses are, after all, close buddies. The Center Consortium was co-founded by them. We discussed how Coinbase gets between 50 and 100% of Circle's interest income. The person at Coinbase who negotiated these agreements with Circle deserves a huge slap on the back for a job well done, as they received all of the money. Coinbase versus Ripple appears to be the victor in this conflict. Guys, we discussed this a lot. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you gained some knowledge. I hope it's helping you advance in the cryptocurrency industry. On this channel, we are almost at 100,000 subscribers. I sincerely appreciate all of your help. The past 3 years have just been amazing. Please hit like if you found value. If you think someone in your life will benefit from this video, please share it with them. And folks, I'll see you later. My name is Crypto Sensei. It has been a true honor.